How much is my land worth? Hey, this is Brad from NorthGeorgiaLandBuyers.com and Arborview Properties. We are an investor and developer in North Georgia, but we actually buy properties all over the state of Georgia. I also happen to be a licensed real estate agent in Georgia. I have my license with One Source and Woodstock. And today we're going to talk about what my land is worth. By the way, we have a whole bunch of other videos over on NorthGeorgiaLandBuyers.com. And if you go on our YouTube channel in the playlists, you'll see a land playlist, and there'll be all the videos about land. So if you want to learn more about all of this or learn more about who we are, also on our YouTube channel was all of our testimonial videos from properties we bought from people, real people over the years. We always take the video at the closing table right after we've closed on the property. So check us out. Anyways, how much is my land worth? Well, your land is only worth what someone is willing to pay you for it. End of video. I'm just kidding. I'll keep going. So your land is worth what someone is willing to pay for it, right? So you can try to sell your land for whatever you want. You can put any price on it. And if it sounds like that, like immediately, and you have like 100 people beating down your door, maybe you might be like a little underpriced there a little bit, right? Or if you put it up for sale and it's been for sale for like 6 years and no one has bought it, you're probably overpriced. So obviously you can experiment in the market and that'll tell you how much it's worth. Or you can go to an appraiser or a broker or an agent who has experience in, make sure you find someone who has experience kind of in valuing land, because like, you know, your real estate agent friend who sells houses in Decatur probably doesn't know anything about selling land in Pickens County, Georgia. Like they probably just don't know anything about that. So you got to find a broker, an agent, or an appraiser who knows land and knows land in that specific area. So make sure you work with them specifically. Don't just pick any random Joe. So if you talk to them, they're going to run comparable sales. They're going to look around and see what other comparable properties have sold for. And that's how they're going to come up with the valuation of what your property might be worth. Now, there may be some unique things that may make your property worth more money than others, but usually speaking, when you're running an appraisal, they kind of look at all those things, right? So they're going to give you the best valuation of a property. Obviously, you can look at your tax assessment because your tax assessor is valuing it. But generally, I would take that value with a grain of salt. It's not always kind of the best evaluation. The best way is to go to an appraiser that's experienced in land to have them do an appraisal. How much does that cost? Well, you know, it could cost you anywhere from $500 to $1,000 to get the land appraised. It just really depends on the appraiser and what they want to charge and how long it's going to take them and that sort of things. There's multiple variables in there. So you definitely want to just understand that that's going to cost you some money to get an appraisal. Now, you could have a listing broker or agent give you what's called a BPO, a broker's price opinion. They may or may not charge you for that, just depends. If you are going to be listing the property with them, likely they're probably not going to charge you for the BPO, and they're going to say, hey, I think we should list the property for this price, right? Now, we'll tell you this. I have dealt with this over the years where a seller comes to us and says, we want X for the property. And we look at all the numbers and run all the comps, and we don't think it's worth X. We're going to tell you that we don't think it's worth X. And more than likely, if we're not on the same page as to what we should, list this property for, then we're going to tell you that we don't want to work with you. Because the last thing I want to do is just waste your time and waste my time and list a property for a price that I don't think that it's worth that, because all it's going to do is sit on the market. Now, could I be wrong? I've been wrong sometimes. But in my years in this business, I've gotten pretty good at valuing properties. I have analyzed and looked at tens of thousands of real estate deals over the years. And I've gotten pretty good at analyzing them and understanding what they're worth, how to run comps. Different factors determine what your property is worth. Proximity to utilities, easements, the topography of the land, the availability of access to roads, the proximity to how close you are to town, ease of access, Steep, is there like a steep driveway? Is the gravel access road super treacherous and you need a 4-wheel drive vehicle to get through it? Do you have to cross water to get to your property? I've had that before where you had to cross over a body of water to get to the property. Obviously that kind of landlocks it a little bit. Those factors assess or affect the value of a property. Also, what's on the property? Well, remember Beverly Hillbillies? They struck gold on that liquid gold, right? They struck oil on their property. Well, that made their property worth a lot more money, and they sold it, and they made a lot of money, and they moved to Beverly Hills, and they were the hillbillies in Beverly Hills, right? Things like that under the ground can affect the value. Now, you're going to need like a geologist or someone like that to tell you what's under the ground, right? That could make your property worth more money. Your property might be worth more money because maybe it has a bunch of valuable timber on it. Now, I will tell you, 2024, timber is probably not the best strategy. With lumber prices the way they're at and the amount of supply that most of these mills have in lumber and timber, it's probably not the best route to take at the moment. If you have a property that is like prime time for maybe dividing it up and turning it into a neighborhood because you have sewer or water access nearby and they could split it up and maybe, there's neighborhoods going in around you or whatever, might be better to sell to a developer that would develop it into land that way, right? Maybe you're in an area where it might be like horse country, right? Turn into a horse farm. There's a lot of possibilities, and all these possibilities affect the value of your land. Now, again, that's all based on what someone's willing to pay you for the land. So if you've got this weird, obscure property, chances are there's a whole lot less people that are wanting to buy it, right? You have to think about how big is my buyer pool, because the more options you have, the more buyers you potentially have to sell your property to, the more you're probably going to make because you have options, right? You can reject offers and accept offers, right? But if you have this really weird, obscure property and you have a very small buyer pool, which in land, you typically do have a much smaller buyer pool than you would in other areas of real estate, that's going to affect what it's worth and what someone's willing to pay. So think about all those things. If you're interested in working with us, you want to get an offer from us on your piece of land, we'd be happy to make you an offer on your property. You can click on the link below in the description. It'll take you over to our website, or you can just go straight to our website at northgeorgialandbuyers.com. You can fill out the form there on the page, click submit, and then that will go over to a member of our team. More than likely, it will be Missy. We will call you back. We'll have a quick phone call, chat, gather some more information, that sort of thing. And then if we determine that, we think it's a viable option for you, we can make you an offer on the property. We may have to come out and see the property. We may not. It just depends. There's a lot of cool technological tools now where we can make offers on properties without actually ever stepping foot on them now. There's some just really cool satellite imagery, and we can measure things, and it's pretty slick, the technology now. So sometimes we can do that. So if you're interested in working with us, go to northgeorgialandbuyers.com, fill out the information. Thanks for checking out this video. If you want to watch some of our other videos, like I mentioned, you can go to our website, or you can go to our YouTube channel. There's a playlist there for land. Thanks for checking out this video. Hope you have a great day. Again, I'm Brad.